right, glad you're still with us. Stay with us, because if the room empties, let's see if we can get some live delegates in. After that, I'm going to go back because our live Q&A team is still available for another 30 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit about all the ways they support you in improving your project applications. And in the end, I'm going to talk to Nuala Morgan about all the ways that you can actually keep engaged with us and with Interact Europe online. Just a quick shout out to How Pham, who just tweeted that he's joining us. Glad you're with us, thank you. And let's see if we can find some people who actually dare to step in front of the camera. That's Anne and Federico, we already know them. So would you take this opportunity to look for partners? That's what this event is all about. So let's see, I'm just going to go down the stairs a little bit and see what happens. Sir, may I invite you to actually take the camera and say hi to our viewers and tell us a little about your project and your purpose here. Come here, Hans.
I'm not working. I'm not.
You're not working? You're
not
the local representative?
Yeah.
From Norway?
No.
Sweden even?
Regional representative from Sweden.
All right.
And
so what brings you to this room then?
Yeah, it's to find good projects, and we have some project ideas, and we want to find good partners for it.
You're looking for partners?
Yeah.
So there's about 500 people right there behind that camera. What kind of partners are you looking for?
We looking mostly for regional partners.
Yeah. To do what? What is your ambition? What kind of project do you want to do?
Well, it's mostly about this energy transition and. What's it called? The other way is called
you mean the
energy efficiency.
Energy efficiency, yeah.
And climate change. Yeah.
And are you looking for specific partners in specific countries or regions?
No, we're looking for partners all over the Europe, because we have to have it in this program.
All right, yes, of course. Well, I hope they are inspired by your energetic call here. Say hi to all your friends and colleagues online.
Yeah.
And enjoy the drink. Let's see if we can get some other project applicants.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. This is all people who directly came from stage. They all left, right? They're probably scared to actually make use of you. Well, then what I better do is actually tell you how you can find your own partners and network on the Interact Europe platforms. And who better to do that than quickly check in our live Q&A table. And then I'm going to talk to Nicholas Singer about the application feedback that Interact can provide. Let's move to the table. All right, ladies and gents. It's a bad time to get out of your seat because I'm just here checking you guys out. Maluka, here's your mic back. So I'm so happy you guys are here. We see a lot of practical questions. Ilara, can I ask you, what kind of questions have you come across online here in your live Q&A session?
Yes, there were many questions. I think the last session was very practical, so participants were asking. Well, one recurring question was, what is a policy instrument?
Yeah.
If we can give an example of this. Then also very concretely on the budget. So what is the budget for phase 2? What we should plan for that? Also some questions about the involvement of stakeholders. It's also something which was
how to get them on board.
Yeah, recurrent, and especially during phase 2, like how to involve them and to what extent. Then very many questions on the availability of the presentations, the recording.
The practical stuff,
yeah,
right?
The
know that everything
stuff
is available online, both in chunks and entirely, probably already tomorrow and shortly after that. And if you joined us and you haven't registered yet, probably this is the time to do that. Go to the top right corner of your screen, register for the Interact Europe platform for free, and you'll be included in our follow-up email where we'll notify you, right, Raluca, about all the stuff that's available online. Let me quickly check in with Martina. Martina, any surprises while you were here in this live Q&A chat? Any funny stuff? Anything remarkable?
Well, surprises, I wouldn't say. I mean, it were the usual questions. And certainly questions also on resubmission. So we see that there are a lot of partners that are ready with their proposal that probably didn't succeed in the first round for some
they literally
reasons.
said, can we just push it forward to the second call?
Exactly. Also asking, like, can we just use what we have already put in the online system and resubmit our proposal?
And what's the answer to that, Martina?
Unfortunately, no.
Exactly.
You have to copy-paste.
Or just refresh your work, right?
Tiny slight amendments on the technical side, on the IOLF. But of course, they are welcome to copy paste what they prepared already for the first call. So
All right, good. Well, thank you. I think you guys are still here for another 20, 30 minutes. So if you're watching, let's go over there. If you're watching, post your questions either in the questions tab, on the Interact Facebook page, facebook.com/Interact Europe, or via Twitter, #Europe Cooperates, because make use of these smart brains at the table ready to serve you. And that, why shall I not join you at the table? I think that works, Nicholas. I'm here with Nicholas Singer, right?
Yes, that's
And
right.
we plan to have a smart chat about getting feedback from the Interact team on your project applications. Because in the first call, you guys gave feedback on about 349 projects, I think.
Exactly. You're well
And
informed.
you have a staff of about 30, so that's like over.
Yeah, even less answering to
Yeah,
all
exactly.
these requests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said, well, can I please take this opportunity to actually share some tips how people can make better use of that service?
Well, it's a good question. This is a very important tool if your project ID is mature enough, so you have quite a fair, clear picture of what you're going to do. Then we would strongly advise the applicants to use this tool.
And you say tool? I mean, where do I find this?
No, this is very easy to find. It's on the program website under assistance to applicants, and then you will find easily this form that you need to fill in. It's the same form, in fact, that you have to fill in for searching partners.
Okay.
And it's an integrated approach, so you have to complete the same form if you want to have an advice from us, from the Secretariat.
So basically it means kind of like listing your project on the platform, so it can also be found by interested partners. And then
It's
there's
true.
an option to submit it for
Exactly,
review?
exactly. And you were speaking about an advice. If you really want to have a proper advice from us, we would advise people to be as specific, as detailed with the description of their project ID. And in particular, I would insist on 3-4 elements. You have to be precise with the topic, address, what is the issue, what do you want to change.
And do you then mean that those 4 themes, or even more specific than that?
It's of course related to the 4 themes because you have to be relevant to this 4 theme, but it's much more specific to that. If you say SME competitiveness is much too broad, we cannot advise on this. It's really about entrepreneurship in a specific region. So you need to be more specific. Then you have to be specific also with the policy instruments you want to improve. This is the art of what we are supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it's nice if you can provide detailed information on that. And then the 2 remaining things is the partners. Maybe you know already the partners, the geographical coverage, it's important for us to know. And the last thing is the kind of activities you'd like to propose to the program so we can really react whether they are relevant.
And 2 things pop up when I hear you say all this. I can imagine I ask for feedback when I'm uncertain about my group of partners. So in that sense, it would be incomplete, right? Is that a problem?
The nice thing with the project ID feedback is that you will have an answer on different issues of the program. If you have just a question on the issue addressed, the topic you're not sure, I would advise not to use this form.
Okay.
You can simply call us.
Okay,
You
just
can-
go direct,
Yeah,
email
you
or
can
call.
participate. Every Friday morning we have a live QA session.
Similar
on
to this, right?
A bit similar. So
Yeah.
maybe the easiest is to ask there. You use a project ID feedback where you are a bit more advanced. And then that's the reason why I'm mentioning this different aspect of the project, because you could have quite a deep insight in our advice in what we're going to say on the different features of the project idea.
Okay, so I have quite an advanced and mature project, as you say. I have filled out all the
Sections.
forms very concrete and precise.
Yeah.
And now I get a response from Interact Europe saying, looks all good.
Perfect.
What is the status of this advice? Does this mean my project will be approved?
Never, never.
Oh.
We are extremely careful. You may not know, but we are extremely careful in our feedback. So we will never say, perfect, you will be approved. This is a first insight, and you know it's still a 2-page document. It's nothing very difficult to produce. So we would be extremely cautious in our answer, but at least it gives you an idea on the potential of your project ID to the program. And most of the time, even if it's good, we will find some recommendation. Be careful to this aspect. Be careful to the
Because
geographical
you guys
coverage.
have reviewed more than 340
Yes,
projects,
and
right?
you can always improve. Perfection does not exist, but we try to help the people to be even better in their project approach.
All right. Now, we have quite a few people live. Obviously,
Yes.
this thing is recorded and will go
Yes, of
viral
course,
on the
can
internet, our little talk here.
Yes.
Any final tip you want to add to make sure?
It's a good question. What is, if there would be one tip, I think I would select the be specific. You cannot imagine the number of applications we receive on making my SMEs more innovative, on
And it just stays with that.
yeah, it just stays with that, or being more internationalized, or CO2 emissions. I want to reduce the CO2 emissions. Okay, it's fine, it's in line with the program, but it does not make you specific.
Okay.
It does not make you unique compared with all the project ideas we receive. So be very specific to your territorial context, to the partners you have on board, and this you will increase the chance of being approved in this program.
All right. Well, Nicholas, thank you very much. I think
Thank
that's
you,
a
Gerrit.
very concrete tip. Enjoy, and hopefully you get some more answers on Facebook as well. And with that, I'm transitioning back to my little interview table. Let me give the mic to Raluca, so if you get any questions in the last 10 minutes come in, you raise your hand and interrupt. Because for the... I'm so glad you're still here. Let me double check. Is any fun tweets coming out from you guys? No, not that much yet. Feel free to tweet, #Europe Cooperates, and I'll keep an eye on the questions. Because I'd like to invite Nuala, there you are, Nuala Morgan, and to be specific, you're the communication and national contact coordinator for Interact, right?
That's right. It's a bit of a long title, but basically, I'm in charge of the communication and contact points with
In
the
the
team,
countries.
with a team of 4 people in the secretariat. Yeah.
Exactly. And we want to use these last 5, 7, 8 minutes that we have last with you to actually talk a little bit about what else is there. Because obviously we're talking to an audience who's fit for purpose to interact with us online. And we heard some things. We heard about live Q&As. We heard about community platforms. Enlighten us a bit. Where can people find more information?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to help our online audience find the tools that we have for them. We've made a big effort for this program, and particularly for this call, to do a lot more of online assistance so that we can reach out as much as possible to as many participants and many potential partners as possible. So we'll be also asking them for feedback. Was it useful for them in the end? So one thing that Nicolas just mentioned, very useful tool that we've just put in place is our weekly Q&As.
Yeah, every Friday morning.
10 to 11.
And
Central European time.
Yeah, exactly. Central European time. What does that look like? What happens in those live Q&As?
So basically, it's a studio setup similar to here. We have 2 or 3 of our colleagues. You can register already on our website through it's our webinar tool.
Is it free?
It's free,
Okay,
of course,
good,
always
good,
free.
good, yeah.
But we just like to know who will be there, and you can already ask your questions, so we compare a little bit also our answers. But you join the webinar online on Friday mornings. You can also join on the spot, and you ask your question on the spot. So we'll treat the questions that we received during that week, and we'll open the floor for questions from the audience. So it's a web chat. You can see us. You can speak to us if you have the possibility. So it's very.
And I can imagine that's useful. Even if I don't have a specific question, I might be triggered by the questions that other people
I mean,
ask.
we have so many specific questions, but that pop up, I guess, quite regularly. We do have an FAQ, frequently asked questions, on our website, but this is a much easier, much quicker way of seeing, okay, am I on the right track? What about this? I'm really not sure what this means. Is there someone else can help me?
Very direct
just
and live
listening to the
contact.
answers is already useful, yeah.
Now, another thing I'm curious about, and I've been making this call to action a few times, please register for the Interact Europe online platform. And we saw a growth in the last 6-8 weeks from like 3,800, which you will still see in the yearbook video that we played at the start of the broadcast and that we will play at the end of this broadcast, to over 6,000 members in this Interact community platform. Tell a little bit, what's going on there? Why should people sign up to that?
Yeah, well, the community, I mean, it's where we're trying to gather everyone around this Interact Europe community. So it's our online community, but it's also the physical community. So we want to make this really smooth transition between cooperating, sharing, exchanging, both in person and online. So in our community, you can register your interests. Well, you have your profile.
Yeah,
what am I interested in?
It's very easy, right?
Exactly.
Email address, name. And
initially, we ask you for your email address and your name, and then you can fill in whatever you're comfortable with. So your thematic interests, the 4 main topics that we've talked about today. If you're interested in joining a project, maybe you don't want to lead it yourself, but you want to join one. You're interested in getting feedback for your project idea. You're interested in networking and seeing what's going to happen with the policy platform services that we talked about. So this is already, you can set up your profile. Yeah, then you can ask us to help with finding partners for your project.
you can help you to ask. Because what I was going to say, I browsed a little bit around the platform. What I really love is this like super easy filter that you either can search on project based on region, countries, status, team, whatever. You can do the same for people. But now I can also get in touch with you guys through that same platform.
Exactly. It's so you can publish your project idea. That's the first step when you're looking for partners. And as you say, it's all part of this integrated search. So you can search for people, you can search for ideas, you can search for events linked to that theme, and they'll all come up in this search. So you publish your idea at whatever stage it's at. At the moment, don't worry about sending it to us. You say, I'm looking for partners from, I absolutely need a partner from the north of Europe. Okay, get involved. And this you can update as it goes along, and community members can follow your project idea, and then they see when it's updated, and they'll have it on their dashboard so that they have a reminder of the things that they're interested in. And then when it gets to the stage where you have a more mature project idea, you're a bit developed, and you want to get our feedback, then that's when you can activate the request feedback from the secretariat. So there's a button on your dashboard.
That's what I just talked about with Nicholas.
That you just talked about with Nicholas.
And the funny thing is, I was talking to Jane Holmgaard, who were in the studio earlier. We didn't talk about it on camera, but she received like over 30 contact requests purely based on the fact that her project was listed there, right? So this thing is actually happening.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just put in place just after the first call. So this is the first time that it's being used to its full potential. So we're hoping that the users get a lot of requests from this. We can see that there's a lot of activity already going on.
All right. Third thing I want to talk about, obviously, in about 10 minutes, you guys have to leave us here in Rotterdam, but these guys go on tomorrow into lead applicant workshops, and there will be a lot of knowledge transferred. But Interact Europe has thought about that as well, right? Because even those guys can get into that content.
That's right. Even for those of you who can't be here tomorrow.
Starting to become Telcel. But okay, there's more. Yeah.
There's
all right.
More.
Yeah. What else?
You're not completely left out of the whole show. So tomorrow, there will be live lead applicant workshops. So these are specific workshops for these partners who are really almost ready to submit for the second call that opens 5th of April. But we have prepared already for online participants the videos of the presentations that will be shown there tomorrow. And so these are ready to go on our website.
Yeah.
We've loaded them up.
I think we can even now publish a link in the bottom of the screen where you can see where you can find these videos.
I
so
think
make sure you make a screenshot or you capture that.
Exactly. On our project development section on our website, you can find them there. And they'll also be linked on the event agenda tomorrow. So these cover the main aspects of practically building an application, the project methodology, management and finance and budget issues. There's also a special one on communication, which I'd like to highlight specifically, because we don't have a live workshop tomorrow on communication strategy within the projects. It's only the webinar.
And this is about how you set up the communication in your project when it's approved, but you should think about that in the application phase, right?
We identify what's important to think about at the application phase and what needs to go in the application form. So
and I can say there's a lot of practical stuff in there because I saw it when it was recorded. Yeah.
So the videos themselves, they're available to watch. But the most interesting, I think, part of that, rather than just watching a video, is to be able to have your questions answered, just like today. So we will be running this content of those 5 how-to videos as webinars. So the week of 12th of April.
Okay. Mark your calendar, 12th of April. It's more than a month before the closing date, right?
So again, all the details are on the event section of our website. You can already register there. There's one topic per day. So you can subscribe to them all. You can pick the ones that you think are most useful at that point for you. And you can follow the webinar. So the presentations plus discussion question and answers that week of the 12th of April.
All right. Good. I think this is very complete. I think if you're watching this in recording, you can like pause and play back a bit to listen exactly all the stuff that's there. Nuala, thank you very much. Thank you for setting up, because people should know you were also in charge of the plenary program on stage. Great job. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And with that, I think we've come, the clock strikes 5:30. We come to the end of this exciting online event at Europe Let's Cooperate, Interact Europe's forum. I want to thank you very much for watching. There's loads of stuff to follow up for you online. You can find slides, you can re-watch parts of this broadcast, you can find the lead applicant webinars. Just the biggest question is, stay tuned to our community, stay with us, sign up, come back, and if you're in to actually improving policies in Europe. If you have a dream how you want to make an impact on a more and better region for yourself and for others here in Europe, then you should definitely be part of this community and stay back and actually apply for a project. And if you don't want to be do it yourself, go onto the platform and find partners that you could tag along with and be vibrant in this community. I think that's about it for today. The links are all published. And last thing I want to ask you, please provide us with any of feedback you have. Right below this player, there's a link to a little survey where you can actually express how it was for you to participate in this online event remotely. Thank you very much for joining us in Rotterdam. My name is Gerrit Heikoop, and I'm looking forward to see you back next time at Interact Europe.